comes up to me. I'm standing in line at this coach's clinic a few years back, and I'm standing there waiting to check in, and she runs up to me and she says, "Does anybody ever told you you look just like Bruce Willis?" And I said, "Well, a couple people, I guess." And she goes, "I hate him." so, but I thought that was funny. But anyway,
All right, so give us, these are your feelings on the whole journey up to the regional championship, and then your feelings going into this tournament.
well, I'm happy we came out on top. Obviously, we gave everybody an exciting game. The season's met my expectations to some degree. The guys have been a pleasure to coach, and they were self-monitoring, which made it really easy for me. And you don't get that very often on this level. You usually have to put a lot of work into a lot of different things. So that way it was very pleasurable, and obviously to come out on top. And Phoenix College gave us a great game, and we kind of let them back in, and they played really well. So, and then it was very exciting for the crowd and everything. I feel pretty good about going in despite a few injuries. For the main reason, I think to some degree we've underachieved somewhat. I was always surprised when we lost games, and we tend to play up and down the competition. So I think we'll play up, and knowing these guys, if we can get that first game under our belt, we'll be able to, I think we'll really get rolling and be hard to stop. However, we're in a very tough bracket. There's no rhyme or reason to how it's done. It appears to me that the top 6 teams are in the top bracket, and the weaker 6 are in the bottom bracket. Although I really don't know that because I don't know a lot about the teams. But to go to the national tournament, which is where we're going in the final 12, it's obviously it's an honor, and quite frankly, that's what we're working for. And just to have a shot at a national championship is great, but we tend to try to do something about it. We're going to take our best swing at it and see if we can come out on top. So, but with the players are a very confident group. We've beaten excellent teams in the past. 3 Division I teams that are in the national tournament on the Division I side, we have beaten. So there's no doubt that we have an opportunity here. Whether we can grasp it, that's a whole other story. So, go ahead.
Now, how do you, what are your, how do you feel emotionally? Do you care about this? Do you have the same intensity? Do you have the same purpose? Do you have the same drive, motivation?
Yes, yeah.
Because, you accomplished your goal from last year. You won.
Right.
So now it's the next level. So is it a new thing for you?
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Okay. Go ahead and fire the question out again, though.
All right. So how do you feel right now after you've won the local championship, right?
Right. It's sort of the western region of our region championship. I feel good about it, obviously. Feel great about it. And I really believe that you celebrate the win for a little while and enjoy it before you move on and worry about the next thing. Obviously, this is a whole new goal, is to win the national championship. And what we have to do is string together 4 wins against 4 great teams, something that we have done in the past, so I do have some confidence we can do it. I'm a little bit shaken in my mind about some of the injuries that we have. However, we got some players that we can step up and fill a role, and I also think that some of these guys are getting a little bit better. It appears to me that the seeding in these brackets they're not seeded, it's just the teams are assigned, and it seems like in our bracket the top teams are in there. But it really doesn't matter because you have to go and swing at it anyway. You're going to have to beat those people anyhow, no matter how you get there. So, in a way, it's like I told the guys, if we could win it, we could walk off the court at the end knowing there is no team better anywhere. And I said that's the feeling we need to strive for. Because really only one team gets to win the last game and leave it at that. Everybody else leaves with a loss. So I think we realistically have a good chance. And if you watch what's going on right now in the NCAA basketball, upsets are everywhere. People are getting knocked off. And it happens because in the end it's a basketball game played by some 18 and 20-year-old kids. And anything can happen. And so it's obviously who's playing well and who's prepared. And yeah, it means everything to bring a national championship back home to Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know who's won a national championship in the ACCAC in a long time, and it's kind of mysterious because it is such a good league. But in the end, in the Division One or Two side, I'm not sure when the last one was. It wasn't any time in recent history, I know. So yeah, it's going to be a fun trip. These guys have been great for 2 years. They've monitored themselves very well. They've worked hard. It's been about basketball, and that made it real fun for me and enjoyable relationships I have with the kids. So, to put it, be a giant feather in the cap. Would love to go in it and have a great time, and then head home and just put a big cap on it. That would be the ultimate.
So if you don't win it, how will you feel? I mean, if you just, I mean, what's the worst that you could do?
Well, the worst that we could do is 2-0 and not represent ourselves very well. But, however, that can happen, and I'll be honest with you. We're going to win, but I can't let anything devastate us or what we've accomplished. We won 50 games in 2 years, which is incredible. 2 conference championships, a region championship. And I don't want to leave with any bad taste in our mouth. It's for those kids. I mean, obviously I would be disappointed, but I'm not going to sit there and dwell on it for too long. That's just not my belief, and that kind of thing helps anything. To worry about losses for too long, they really make me sick for a day or two, but I can't hang on to it. Otherwise, it'll just kill you. And just not going to do that. They've done too well to worry about that. We're just going to go in there and blaze away, and we're really going to try to make it happen. If it doesn't, you can't be afraid to lose. There's people who are afraid to win and people afraid to lose. We're neither one. We're just going to go in there and win, try to win it. And that's our attitude, and that's the guys' attitude, and that's really why I think we have a shot, because they're sort of just throw caution to the wind and go for it type people. So. And maybe that's the way I am, and that's the way they are. They're confident. I'm confident. Obviously, the competition is at a very, very high level. Junior college, these are the best teams around, and the team we play is 28-2 or something. And someone described them as one of the best junior college teams that they've ever seen. So we'll see about that.
What's your strategy?
Our strategy is, we respect the other team. We kind of know we're scouting them. We have an idea what they're going to do, but we're going to try to impose our will and the things that we do to confuse them and to play our game. And we're not going to really worry too much about what they do. We have an idea, but what we do is going to be it's going to counter everybody else quite well. We use zone defenses. We use multiple defenses. And to cause confusion, and really that's probably the best recipe to handle these teams right now, because they're used to playing seeing man defense and stuff like that. So we feel really good about what our game plan is. Whether we execute it, it's up to the players.
And what about next year?
I don't know about next year. I'm going to really take a minute or two and see where I'm at. There's been some opportunities blowing around in the wind. I got offered something else today. I really love it over there at South. I like coaching. At the same time, I'd like to just concentrate on that. I had an offer to be an assistant today at a larger school, and there's some other junior college jobs out there that I think that I might consider. Although I could very well wind back up at South and be happy with that. It's going to be a win-win situation, but there are factors like money and, with the economics, the way things are right now, it'd be hard probably to make a move without some kind of idea where I'm going to be at financially. Because, I'm working 2 jobs. I'm probably one of the few part-time coaches left doing this, and I'm probably be the only one there. So I think that, in some ways, what we have done is a lot more difficult. And you look on my bench and I've got 4 assistant coaches, and it's because we're all doing it part-time, and we've actually done a real good job of segmenting the responsibilities, and that way we can compete with the larger schools with bigger budgets. We just use more coaches to do it. And, I've tried to figure out a lot of ways to counteract the fact that I'm not a full-time coach. So, in a way, it's made it more fun working with the other coaches and just having more camaraderie and hanging out with the guys and stuff like that. But on the other hand, I haven't been able to dedicate myself quite like I would like. Some of the things go a little bit untidy. So I have to, figure out and just explore different ways to make up for that. So but like I said, I think that we'll see. I'm going to really take a couple weeks and think about where I'm headed. Obviously, I'd like to do this on a higher level. I'd like to get paid right for it. I think I'm talented. I think I could do this at a Division I school. I don't have any doubt I'm as good or better than a lot of people out there that are doing it. I can't say that for sure or 100%, but I have an idea. I think that sometimes you have a belief, but it really is not being about better at someone else. I just think I could do a great job for somebody at some place that's really struggling. Using business skills that I've acquired, the basketball knowledge that I have is 21 years as a head coach. The leadership qualities that you develop over the years from doing athletics and business and education. So that's ultimately my goal.
All right, Coach, it's been a great season and a pleasure talking to you, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right.